Hello, everybody, and welcome to Neurotic News. We're back again. I hope your life is good and things are going well for you. Are things going well for you, Rathi? Or
No, they're getting worse. You know, do you find that?
things are getting worse? You think?
Yeah, I think it's
In what ways?
well, just harder to like. I know it's just. I'm at the point now when I'm watching like a medieval film,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to imagine who I would be in the film.
Right, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
Well, yeah, I think you always put yourself by nature as the hero of the film.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you always, like no one's ever like, oh, it would have been the fat dude who fell off the back of the truck.
yeah,
They're like, no, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio.
yeah.
I would have froze to death for romance and sunk slowly to the bottom of the Atlantic
That's who
Ocean.
you relate to.
Yeah.
I relate to the guy that's pushing people out of the way to get to a safety boat.
Yeah, right. I relate
You know, the
to
guy's like, get out of the
yeah, the real coward.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
knocking over children and women and stuff.
Yeah, he's got like a broomstick so he can just clothesline them all.
Yeah.
Get him out. Get out of the way.
Just knocking a young, tiny
Like
child out of the way.
He's even more brave to be cowardly. Like
Yeah.
he's hitting people
Yeah.
out of the way with a broom.
Yeah, like he's throwing babies into the water. That's what I relate to. Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, he's on a raft, but he's also like trying to torpedo other boats for some reason.
So he's not only a coward, but he's actually a murderer as well.
It brings out his inner murderer.
Right, he's trying to kill as many people as possible on the way out. It's like, I've made it, but fucking some of you can go too. Like he's
Yeah.
so selfish that he's like, we should lower the number of people in the world as well while I'm at it.
Yeah, he's got ulterior. He's like, and he gets stronger
Right,
too. Like he's deadlifting like street urchins and just throwing them overboard.
right.
So they can get off faster.
What are you doing, governor?
Get into safety, you bastard.
So is he one of the rich people or the poor
He's
people?
rich.
Yeah.
Rich as hell.
Yeah. Fuck
Hedge
yeah.
fund trader.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
And Jeff Bezos' giant yacht. Have you seen that?
No.
Ever seen that? I saw footage of it. Like just like someone had fucking droned his yacht. He's got the biggest yacht in the world.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. It'd be funny just the idea of that, like snap it in half and
Yeah.
I tell you who
I hope it
shit.
goes down, you bastards.
Yeah, you fucking dog. Well, he's just siphoning our fucking money. Every time, do you know how many fucking accounts I've got with him or whatever that's just siphoning 30 cents?
Billionaires are the new pickpocketers.
Right.
The whole financial system now is based on billionaires pickpocketing out of your account without you knowing it. It's the passive theft of direct debit.
Yeah, they sign you up and then you just don't know when they're fucking taking it and you forget about it.
Yeah, you pay, you click a button so that you can, edit a PDF using like PDF Master.
That's an interesting example.
Yeah, it's strangely specific to my life. But you know what I mean? You're like, I just need to sign a goddamn will.
Well, I think the audience should be aware that the exact thing you just said, what happened to you.
Yeah.
You literally clicked on a thing called PDF Reader to edit a PDF and they
extorted money
They
out of
extorted money out
Siphoned
of
it.
you.
They
siphoned it.
Well, they don't call it. Yeah, but it's a direct debit system. The whole thing is based on you never looking at your account statement.
Yeah.
And when you catch it, like, oh, you've been taking $40 a month, you dogs.
fucking Disney.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's the ultimate scam because it's invisible. Like if you had to go down to an office and go, here's my $40, to fucking Jeff Bezos or whatever your monthly thing is, you wouldn't do it. You'd be like, oh, I don't even need this anymore. But they fucking get you. Subscription, that's the new
theft.
That's the new theft.
The subscription is a passive theft.
Everybody wants you to subscribe as well.
Yeah. Well, they also make it so hard to unsubscribe.
You fucking go to a cafe now and they're like, subscribe to our fucking...
Cafes have merch now. So
Yeah.
you can commemorate.
So do barbers and shit. You go get your hair cut, they're like, buy our merch.
I go to an Indian restaurant where you've got to opt out of merch on the order.
Are you serious?
Like online, so you'll go like, I'll get papadums and it like includes a $15 tote bag with their logo on it.
Are you serious?
It's crazy. It's like a glitch on the app. And
I'd like to think it's not a glitch. They're like, no, you really want this.
well, you get like a curry, a naan, papadums. And now you've got a tote bag for each.
I'm really enjoying you list the food you get in. You know, you get naan, madras, butter chicken, tandoori chicken, bites, and papadum.
And tandoori tentacle legs. And then you get like 6 tote bags for each. So you're like, fuck them.
So you got to minus them.
You got to minus
there's
the
a
tote
glitch.
bag.
I reckon it's a glitch they're not investigating. They're selling a lot of fucking tote bags.
You're like, oh, fuck. Commemorate every dish. It's like going to a Metallica. Remember you had to go to a Metallica concert to get merch?
Right. Now you order a
masala.
fucking chicken tikka masala, you get a Metallica shirt.
Yeah.
Sorry, that doesn't make sense.
Weirdly, they're cross-pollinating. But yeah, it's there's all these like little things with apps and stuff.
How do you feel about Jeff Bezos? I mean, when you saw him blasting into space, or were you just thinking of how you wanted to watch Ozarks or whatever, and now he's blasting into space? You know what I mean? That's when it was the moment for me. It's like, fuck, have I got to... Once you see the billionaire in a rocket shaped like a cock...
It reminds you to cancel it.
Yeah, time to cancel.
Yeah, I was like, I got to cancel binge.
Yeah.
Which is weirdly...
Yeah, it's like this
controls.
menu... This... historical moment where Jeff Bezos flew into space, and it's like, well, the first thing I thought is like, fuck, I gotta cancel Stan.
Yeah.
That subscription, because you know, you're like, whoa, it like dawns on you. It's like when your mate goes, yeah, I got a new job or whatever, and then you see him in a BMW, you're like, fuck. You know, it makes you reassess things. You see Jeff Bezos in a rocket flying into space, you're like, yeah, I might have to check my Amazon account.
Yeah.
He's doing very well.
Doing very well. He's microdosing everyone's bank account.
Yeah.
Not only are they
true.
microdosing mushrooms, psilocybin in Silicon Valley, they're microdosing our bank accounts.
Yeah, they are.
They're using psilocybin mushrooms to find more creative ways to microdose our bank accounts through subscriptions that are just passive theft.
It's a babushka doll of microdosing.
It's like if Oliver Twist microdosed and was like, this is going to make me better at pickpocketing. And then he became a billionaire.
Fuck, that's hilarious.
Like Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
He became
having really creative thoughts. Maybe if I hide in a chimney.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
What if I hide in a chimney and stave his fucking head with a brick? Take all his gold, yeah?
That's his creative thought on mushrooms. If I smash his head with a fucking brick, yeah?
What if I stave his frontal cortex in with a hammer and take all his heirlooms?
It's weird to think of people from that era taking magic mushrooms going, fuck hell, well, I saw a magic aura around you, governor.
Yeah.
I see a purple aura, and I realise now that we're all one thing, aren't we? You know, we're all connected and all that. We're just one vibrating single ego experiencing self subjectively 35 fucking million times, aren't we, governor?
Yeah. I did 5 milligrams of psilocybin, put the orphanage to work. Got them making little gadgets and stuff. Selling them around the world.
Be a horrible existence, fucking microdosing in that era, cleaning out a chimney and shit and getting kicked up children went down and mined. They fucking, put them in the coal mines or whatever.
And you can see fractals on the coal.
Because you're on mushrooms.
Yeah, like
you know what's crazy about that era is they hadn't worked out casual clothes.
Yeah.
It's like there's suits, that's it. Coal miners, wearing a suit. Get home, wear a suit. Kids, no kids' clothes, suit. Kids are just wearing suit with a little like a little watch. They hadn't invented casual clothes. You just had suits.
Everyone looked like Agent Smith from The Matrix. Kids, adults.
Yeah. Interesting. You know what I hate about corporations is when they put the welcome to country at the bottom of their fucking emails while they're siphoning your money. You dogs.
Yeah.
Just the fakeness of it.
It's like we haven't got a vocabulary for the crime they've done.
Right.
It reminds me of like,
it's a great
I felt
point.
like I've been gaslit my whole life, but it's only now we have the vocabulary to describe the abuse.
It's a great point.
You know? Like I remember like I'd play video games at a friend's house, and by that I mean watch him play. But he'd be like, we're going to kill this guy on the quest.
Right.
And you were like, wow, seems weirdly manipulative. But at the time, you're like, this is, he made me play a video. And they're like, oh, we don't know what that is yet.
Right. You're saying he was making you feel like you were a part of it when you weren't. So it's gaslighting. And now you have a word for it.
Yeah, it's like before there was a word for murder. You would have just been like, he's not conscious anymore because of the hammer.
That I have.
Yeah, I had a hammer and he's in a grave.
Well, there would have been a time when they invented murder.
The word?
Yeah. They would have been like, we're going to call that murder now. Don't know why it'd be that accent.
Yeah, because you'd just be like, well, he did something and now he's not him anymore. Mm-hmm. We need like a...
Yeah, what's that?
Because you couldn't complain. You'd be like, he's not a...
thing. And
he used to be a person.
Yeah, he dead, but because of me.
And someone's like, murder.
Murder.
He'd murdered and now it's wrong. Stop it. Like you need the word to stop it.
Yeah, you can't say don't.
Insert.
Yeah, well, you can't say don't Bezos siphon money without telling me.
Because I have fractured attention span from other app created by.
Yeah, what's the crime for fucking fracturing our fucking attention spans for the whole entire globe?
It feels like a two-hit punch.
Yeah.
Like, so they get you with the attention span, fracture it like an earthquake in Tokyo, so your brain's just like separating literally. There's like sections with lava coming out. And you're just like, what? Then you click
subscribe
on a PDF master, $200 a month to put signatures in wills. This is the world we live in. And then, do you know what I mean? But there's no...
And then you because you're fried, you subscribe to the thing. It takes money out of your bank account. And because you're fried, you forget. And then you end up watching the billionaire in a rocket shaped like a cock fly into space.
Exactly.
It's a weird time.
And
it's like
7 years of microdosing billions of people's bank accounts leads to just incredible money.
Incredible money.
That's why billionaires are going to space, because they're siphoning our money.
Yeah, totally. And then they put a fucking welcome to country at the bottom of their emails.
Yeah.
Like they're good. Like, you know, like Lockheed Martin has a fucking pride float. Did you know that for real? It's not a joke.
Yeah.
Lockheed Martin, the world's largest manufacturers.
I saw an ATM on a pride float.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Rainbow flag.
You know, it's
ATM.
like Rio Tinto blowing up. This is not, they're blowing up in indigenous cultural sites, and then I bet you the email about it, like, we just accidentally destroyed a Aboriginal cultural site, would have had a welcome to country at the bottom of it.
And thanks, guys, at the end.
He, him.
Yeah, they do a welcome to country, then blow up a sacred indigenous site. It's like a festival show.
Yeah. It's like a one-man show.
Yeah.
It's like a full cycle. You know what hasn't done well? You know what you don't see? Plus-size models, but men.
Oh, yeah.
Male plus-size model. Where's that fucking dude? You know, I want to see him on the runway. Up next, Gary. He's wearing a Cronulla Sharks jersey and a sleep apnea mask with Star Wars stickers on it.
Yeah.
He lost his leg because he drinks Sprite every morning.
Yeah.
Where's that plus-size model?
They should have that, like a waddle way.
What's a waddle way?
Where you just waddle out.
Right.
And people go, oh.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes they do have plus-size male models, but they're like...
They do?
They'll be covered in burgers. It'll be like for a burger place.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? They'll have the guy
Sort
with the
of.
beard with burgers all over it.
Oh, yeah. You see plus-size models, but they're not like glorified. They're pigs.
Yeah.
Like they're depicted as overweight men, you know, that are disgusting or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like a upbeat plus-size model. It's like, no, seriously, stop smoking or whatever.
It's like an ad for stop doing it.
Yeah, stop. And
Please stop.
They're getting those ads. It's like heart disease.
Yeah.
Gary's a plus-size model. It's like, yeah, we're casting plus-size models.
I saw an ad for a heartburn medication, and it was a guy that had just won a hot dog eating competition.
That was the ad?
Yeah, and it's like Centrum or whatever. You know, it's got a weird name. I was like, yeah, but there's no ad that's like, don't eat
100 hot dogs. Yeah.
That'd be, I feel like, the Eastern philosophy of that ad.
Right.
He'd be like, don't eat 1,000 hot dogs, idiot.
When you say it like that, it sounds like an Australian government ad. Don't enter hot dog competitions. You're a fucking idiot.
It'll make your heart burn. Literally.
You know what I was thinking about my son? The era that he's grown up in that I think is terrifying. Because I don't let him have social media. Because I don't want him to have it for as long as possible. But the scary thing that scares me about it is that he can get bullied at home. That's what scares me about. Like, that's just something so unique to their time. Like, he can go home and be like, you fucking little shit, you dickhead. Like, he can get that in his pocket. Whereas in my time, when I was growing up, like, to get bullied at home, you'd have to call the home phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then your dad would answer because there's just one phone in the house. And then, you know, he's obviously helps the bully out.
Yeah, they exchange.
Yeah, they'll
bits.
exchange bits. Yeah, he wet the bed, so yeah, make sure you use that. It seems to really get him good.
So it's like when two comedians collaborate on a roast. They're like, yeah, do that. Get him. Get him.
Get
deep.
him.
Go deep.
Go deep and hard. You know what I've noticed is there's really a lot of similarities between vape shops and protein shake. Like, you know, the nutrient, like Vita, like
protein powder.
Yeah, it's just all
it's
supplements.
Like pump, and there's like muscles everywhere, and it's all lit up.
Right.
Like it's like fluorescent lights. It's like Abu Ghraib, like level lighting. Do you know what I mean? You go in and it conjures images of like kind of torture.
Yeah, it's so bright.
And same with vape shops. They're like always lit up. Like just, and similar flavors too with protein powder and vapes, like Blueberry Blast. That could be a protein.
And it could be a vape
flavor.
And they're both run by the same kind of dude, like a Lebanese dude who's ripped with a bum bag.
Yeah.
And then his father's running the vape shop. Like, it's always an older dude at the vape shop.
It's a generational thing. And it's interesting because like the old dude runs the vape. The son runs the powder.
Right.
Like they're slowly evolving into solids.
Right.
Like it'll be like banana vapor mist
at
the vape shop, and then it's like banana blitz, like smoothie.
Powder, and then
banana.
The next generation.
So it's
the
like
next
a reverse
generation
Greek.
is like a fruit shop.
Yeah.
Just a regular fruit shop. Yeah. Because, you know, the Greeks have done very well with fruit shops, haven't they?
Yeah.
So, you know, at the beginning of Greece was the foundation of all elements of our society. So they invented democracy, all our military tactics, our schooling system, our philosophy, science, just a whole sort of blueprint for egalitarian, you know, equal democratic society with liberty comes from ancient Greece. And then now, you know, do we thank them?
No.
We should thank some Greek dudes.
Yeah.
The old Greek man go, thank you. Like, no worries, mate. Fucking the tiles are 45% off today.
Yeah. He's like, no worries. Do you want some concreting? Yeah, it's the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but when it does, it's 59 cents.
It's like when you go to Egypt and there's, you know, there's the Great Pyramids, which are so incredible that no one even knows how they were built. And there's also a nappy just flying around the fucking wind. Yeah. When you go see it now.
Is there?
Well, yeah, I've been actually when I was in high school.
There's a nappy.
Yeah, there was. I just mean in the sense that there's shit everywhere. Like it's like it's just rubbish and shit now.
Oh, you see the fall of empires.
Yeah, like they're responsible for that. You know,
it's like going to Scotland where like economics was invented.
Right.
But now you just get glassed. You know,
you can go eat a sheep's stomach filled with shit.
Yeah,
and then drink yourself to death if you want in the place where economics was invented.
Yeah, you don't see them hold on to it. Long term survive. But I think if I was a Scottish, you know, you watch those movies with Scottish kings and stuff.
Yeah.
and there's the court jester and stuff.
Right. You mean like medieval?
Yeah. You know, there's the court jester like, oh. But then there's also another role because the king's paranoid about being usurped through like being poisoned or whatever.
Right. He's paranoid about getting assassinated.
So he'll have a guy that will just taste test his food to make sure it's not poisoned.
Right.
Like get a little share plate to make sure it's all good. And I think that would be the perfect job for me. Because I have no will to live and I also love an hors d'oeuvre.
Right. So you get the combination of getting the best food in the empire and also the bonus you might die.
Yeah.
So it's just win-win for you.
Yeah. You're basically outsourcing it.
Right.
To his enemies.
I wonder if they ever envisaged that just morbidly obese people would reenact that time in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just medieval reenactments would be a thing. Like, will they reenact our time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like people get dressed up real casual and like stare at their phones.
Yeah. And just don't talk to each other.
Yeah, and just vape.
They'll go out.
Just feel kind of weirdly lonely and sort of weirdly depressed and go, hey. It's like, we're doing a 2023 reenactment.
Yeah, I'm doing my 2023 reenactment. I go out with my spouse and we both scroll on our phones in silence while vaping. It's a new thing.
The medieval reenactments trip me out where they're just like, they're pretending to.
Well, the best thing would be to be the guy that in the medieval reenactment version of that is the taste tester for the king.
Yeah, totally.
Because then it's not poisoned. You just get a free meal.
Oh, you mean in the reenactment?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not poisoned.
Yeah, because it's illegal.
Unless you classify high amounts of sugar and fat as technically poison.
It's a slow release poison.
Yeah. In that case, it's poisoned. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. It is funny with the medieval reenactments that they seem to mainly revolve around the banquet, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Of any of my improv type friends who play Dungeons and Dragons and then do the medieval reenactment, I noticed the reenactment does strongly revolve around
the banquet.
Greg bringing a roast chicken with gravy and, multiple desserts and custard and also jelly and so on and so on, turkey, multiple meats.
It kind of flips the ratio of what it would have been in terms of time. Like time spent at war in medieval times would have been like 80%, 5% banquet.
Right.
This is 80% to 90% banquet.
Mostly banquet focused.
5% like, my liege, and then dine.
It's time to die.
It's time to die. Instead of it's time to die.
Yeah, it's time to die. Let's dine, Greg.
And then they feed from the trough.
Yeah. ha. Oh, that's enough. It's time for the banquet, of course. It's like, no, seriously, let's sit down and eat. I'm fucking starving.
Yeah.
Like it gets really...
I'm done with the axe throwing portion.
Yeah.
Let's just wrap this shit up.
Well, why don't we joust again? No, seriously, Steve... We talked about this, man. We've fucking done a round. I don't want to do multiple rounds of jousting. I want to eat. Like he gets real upset.
Yeah. I often think like, what's the axe throwing thing? That's the few places. It's like the new indoor rock climbing, I feel like.
Oh, you mean like earlier today we were...
It's in gentrified areas.
Yeah, this new thing where you can throw axes at things, like just throw axes.
It seems like medieval reenactment adjacent.
It does, doesn't it?
It's like throw an axe.
I thought it was fascinating. Like I just was sort of tripping out because we walked past one today. Yeah. And I was like, it's so weird that that's like something you sign up for now. It's like that there's a real gentrified area in Sydney and one of the things in the cafe is a blacksmith.
Yeah.
Like they're actually blacksmithing knives and swords in the cafe area because it like used to be a metalworks or whatever and he runs blacksmithing workshops. It's just so funny that these fundamental things of life, back in medieval times or whatever are now like weird little fun games that we, pay a bit of money to do.
Yeah. It's bizarre. It's bizarre, the process of it all.
Yeah, like if you opened up a coal mine now, like somehow there was coal mine near the city, people might start walking in there thinking it's a cafe, like a new, cool, themed, like, yeah, sick. And they'd start drinking coffee and in the coal mine.
Yeah. You'll see like a guy on a penning farthing with like a monocle will go in and just gentrify it. Just walk in and then it's a gastropub.
The coal mine.
Yeah. Just by walking in, it becomes a gastropub.
Well, the way things are going, like, you know, first of all, there was like cafes, and then there was cafes where you like, you know, build your own. And then the next step, I think, is just a dude with a gun, and you stand with him in the forest, and he's like, run. And you got to run to the forest and find blueberries while they shoot at you.
Yeah.
Well, that's just one
So
option.
you dodge bullets while gathering blueberries, foraging.
Right. Yeah.
Like a hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, maybe bow and arrows would be more realistic. So then it brings back that sort of primal.
That's a good mix of escape room and kind of axe throwing or whatever.
Escape rooms is another interesting one.
Why not blend the escape room and the axe throwing rooms together?
Right.
So you escape from axes.
Yeah.
Because it's all disgruntled office workers trying to let off steam, right? It's someone who works in human relations.
So you get to throw
at a
an axe.
mid-tier accounting firm.
You get to throw an axe at Steve, who works in HR, who reprimanded you for not using the right pronouns.
And yeah, he gets to escape from the axe.
Right.
Because if we're going to simulate struggle, we might as well have some stakes to it.
How about an escape room? But it's with the amount of homelessness at the moment, it's them escaping into the room.
Yeah.
And they can stay there.
You watch a vagrant have REM sleep for the first time this financial year. They set up like a little aquarium booth so you can watch the vagrant sleep. Through like kind of, you know, like when you can watch an interrogation.
It seems like
in a movie.
Yeah.
Like a detective's grilling someone, but they can't see you. You're like, oh, look at him.
Yeah, and you can eat.
He's having
and
a
stuff.
nap.
That'd be another. Well, the gentrification process.
I'm gonna watch a homeless guy get REM sleep tonight. What are you up to?
Yeah, not much. Escaping axes in an escape room.
But yeah, I think the axe throwers, they're all just the same type of people.
Yeah,
the axe
you're
thrower
right.
and the escape room.
Yeah, there's this whole economy of disgruntled office
simulated
work.
struggle.
Simulated struggle. Well, the process of gentrification is first there's the art. First there's the working class people working in factories, you know, building, making
wool sheds.
Wool sheds, like here in Brisbane, there's wool sheds. Then that makes property cheap around that area, and then artists start moving in because it's cheap rent because it's an industrial whatever zone, and then artists make it cool, and then bankers and corporate people come in because it's a cool area.
It'd make a good babushka doll set.
High-vis
Yeah.
goes into the hipster that goes into the banker.
High-vis, painter of murals, poet, all that, and then
that goes into the bigger
hedge fund.
Be good to do it in the reverse. Just have high-vis people start coming into offices.
Yeah.
I don't know what the gentrification process is. Maybe they just go into the reception of a really luxe CBD, you know, for revenge, and goes, yeah, sweetheart, I'm going to come in here and take a shit.
Yeah. I've got an axe. I'm going to throw it at the CEO. Carve his head up like a chicken carvery at my work site. Going to carve him up. They should have a revenge for it, eh? It's weird that if gentrification has been described as a virus, it's funny that patient zero is just someone who's like, I'm going to write poetry in a park near.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
he starts it all. He spreads it.
He's like the guy who ate the bat soup in the Wuhan wet market. Is a guy going, I think I'll write a poem.
He's the source of the gentrification.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Annalee and write a poem in the park.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this reminds me of a song. And he starts playing, and then some banker goes, man, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to come and drink here tonight.
Yeah, let's move in, Susie. And they come in with their puffer vests with the fucking
North Face
Patagonia logo.
Yeah, it's weird how hiking made it into rich people's, you know, like hiking stuff. It's like Patagonia. We're for people that want to risk their lives climbing to high altitudes, or Steve with a Land Rover who's secretly having an affair with a secretary.
He wants to do rustic cosplay of let's imagine my Land Rover going over sand dunes in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I'm doing a deal there with the Sultans.
Have you ever worked as a telemarketer?
I have worked as I've called Lifeline,
Right.
which is similar.
Right. So you feel like you've kind of worked on the other side of it, sort of thing.
Well, yeah, I just was thinking that the other day that Lifeline is just a call center job.
Yeah.
Like if
it
you
is a
work at
call center
Lifeline,
job. Yeah.
but you're getting the calls,
Right.
so it's like the opposite.
Right. They're calling you.
Yeah, like you work in telemarketing, you're selling life insurance to pensioners
Mm-hmm.
in the early stages of dementia, and
Don't know why that's funny.
that makes you depressed because it's ultimately, destroying your soul.
Right.
So you ring Lifeline.
And
In a
you
state
just
of
call in
despair.
another telemarketer center
Yeah.
who are also like depressed because they're working in a telemarketing center and they're taking calls from depressed people.
Trying to sell them the idea of life itself. Like they're marketing life. They're like, nah, it's good though. You've had brunch, haven't you?
Yeah, there's something to live for.
You're right. Yeah, I think it is just interesting that call centers probably cause as many suicides as they prevent.
Right, because the people working in them are depressed.
Yeah. And the people working at Lifeline are saving lives.
Right.
But you might as well just abolish call centers and call it a draw.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Like get rid of the middleman.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Call centers are fucking depressing. Anyway, I had this weird little bit here I wanted to talk about, which is strange because I just found this interesting. I don't know what you think about this. When I was on dating apps, I never forgot this profile. Her profile said, "I'm just on here to bring down systemic oppression." That was her. She had a photo, and that was her reason for being on the app. It was Hinge or whatever. He said, "What's your reason for being here?" "I'm just on here to stop systemic oppression." Isn't that fucking insane? Like it's weird to kind of combine, like I'm on here to find someone to fuck, hopefully, and be with someone. And while I'm at it, hopefully we can bring down capitalist structures.
Yeah.
It's a strange combination, isn't it, to think, oh yeah, a dating app's the place to do that.
Yeah.
It's like you using Uber Eats to start a revolution. It's like, hey, yeah, bring the lamb madras to 23 Bridge Street, and also, would you like to join my anarchist group?
Yeah. I'm forming an anarchist paramilitary.
I'm using Uber Eats to do it. It's just the wrong app.
Yeah, because it'd take a while. I mean, you'd have to go to a bunch of restaurants, and it's usually people from communist countries that are over it. So it'd be hard.
It'd also be hard using a dating app. You'd have to go on a lot of dates.
Yeah, to
You know what
recruit.
I mean? Yeah. One by one, every bad date. Like, yeah, by the way, can we bring down some systemic oppression?
Yeah. Have you thought of getting into politics rather than doing it one by one? Just to optimize.
It's like you were saying about, like, there's a lot of Marxist posters.
Yeah.
I always see around Marxist and anarchist posters on telephone poles and stuff.
I just find it funny that, you've got anarchists who want to, destroy office buildings, basically. Like destroy the drudgery of office work is basically their enemy, right?
Right.
They're like, fuck the man, fuck the office. But they're the only ones who are going to office works to use the printers to print out the posters.
Nobody's printing anything anymore. I literally see nothing printed.
All the corporate people are sending like PDF
Digital.
files and, it's all digital Zoom meetings, and the anarchists are the ones who are printing, dealing with ink cartridges and the frustration of that.
Which is something that they hate, the frustration of office drudgery.
And the printer is pretty much could be a mascot
For office drudgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're the ones who are going, fuck,
They're
I need to
keeping
get
it
my Marxist
alive.
poster.
Yeah. The alt-right are sending their swastikas through digital.
Yeah. They're airdropping the swastikas.
Yeah. You just go, doot, doot, swastika
Bluetooth.
from Steve.
Just got Bluetooth the swastika from Steve.
What are you up to today? Like, just a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Marxists are going old school analog.
The printer's the enemy. In all those Office movies. Remember that movie Office Space?
Yeah.
Where he destroys the printer with
bat,
the baseball
doesn't
bat?
he? Yeah.
To me, that was the ultimate anarchist
Yeah.
symbol. Like that's what it means to me, is like destroying a printer and going, fuck the magenta cartridges that don't work.
Well, what's the solution? I mean, they got to start a Facebook group or something.
Just go digital, like maybe virtual reality.
Yeah, be one step ahead.
Yeah.
Be like, enter our virtual revolution, and you could see what it would be like.
Comedians and anarchists are the only two groups using posters.
Right, yeah.
And they're not doing well, both groups. Like both groups are suffering.
Yeah. Well, we are the bottom of the food chain as far as performing artists go, stand-ups.
Yeah.
Like we're fucking above jugglers. Like, like we're the muck. We're the bottom.
Between jugglers and juggalos.
We're above magicians.
Fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Give a shout out to them. We're above jugglers and magicians, but below strippers. I think strippers these days is like quite a resurgence of the stripping art, pole dancing.
Yeah, it's actually prestige.
Open mic comedy rooms. It's the lowest of the low. Like I'm sure ballet look down on us and just like, what the fuck is these scum?
Yeah.
But magicians I put below because in my experience, every magician I've ever met's a sexual predator.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, if you want to show me a trick, escape a tank of water, great. But it's filled with Rohypnol.
Yeah.
Just to give them a bit of their own medicine.
Literally.
Yeah,
I'd like to see, like, go to Cirque du Soleil or whatever and see a magician try to escape a government-issued ankle bracelet.
Right. From crimes that he's committed.
Yeah. Like he's getting it off and then everyone's like, whoa, that was crazy.
He's done that before.
He's from Paris, Canadian, Montreal. It's hard to know where Cirque du Soleil is from.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, what is that? Is that French?
It reminds me of the weird like JFL clips.
Yeah.
Of like a pigeon prank.
Yeah.
It's like je me plais and then thing.
So strange that Just for Laughs is the world's most famous comedy festival, but then their comedy's this weird, goofy, hidden prank camera stuff. It's really hard to fathom.
But thanks, guys.
But please, thank you so much.
God bless. I love you.
Anyway, on that note, I think we should call it and say thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Sacklers.
We'd like to thank the Sackler family.